Hey, it's Syama here, CEO of Scaling Retail, and we're talking about 2019 trends in retail. The first trend is looking at the evolution of the retail mall landscape. We were hearing so much about the retail apocalypse, in fact, hundreds and hundreds of stores being closed down, but was anyone paying attention to the rise of the new modular retail space and new ways in which malls are now incorporating lifestyle, working, and yes, art and culture? Take as our first example, the new retail development that's happening in Hong Kong, K11 Museum. This is a really interesting concept as they are now merging the actual museum landscape. So think, for example, like the Louvre or like the Getty, but now incorporating this into a retail shoppable experience. Now this is taking place in Hong Kong in the midst of a $2.6 billion development space that will also be including other forms of residential as well as other commercial real estate. Now, what makes this so interesting and exciting? Well, when was the last time you guys ever thought of a museum as a way in order to capture and draw customers in? Certainly, we always think about museum gift shops, but do we really think about the blending and the merge of art and culture, as well as offering a curated suite of luxury lifestyle brands in order to cater to that consumer? Super interesting. This is going to be released in 2019. Can't wait to see what happens there. Now, the second great example is actually how we've been seeing the development of co-working spaces. As you guys may have heard, in 2018, we saw WeWork take over the Lord & Taylor flagship building in New York City. Now, that was an amazing real estate venture simply because WeWork has now been such a huge mainstay in how today's urban culture, entrepreneurial culture is looking to bridge their work lifestyle and really the synthesis and combination of the two. So what's interesting here? Well, not only has WeWork recently hired a retail director and a development of retail, meaning that they're starting to look at their co-working spaces more as retail projects, but we're also starting to see the synthesis between WeWorks that are for retail and for working as well as for living. WeWork recently announced that they were also having a co-living space. So we're starting to see a lot of retail developers capitalize on the merging between retail, housing, as well as also workspaces. Over here in Los Angeles, over in Glendale, we've seen another great rise of a very interesting retail mall concept called the Americana. Nestled behind a suite of high-end luxury retail stores, we have a suite of condos, again, looking to bridge that live-work lifestyle. Not only are there retail storefronts, but also restaurants. So imagine this, guys. We now have a captured customer who is not just looking to go into a space in order to shop, but is also living there, eating there, right, and possibly working there. Now, the last example we have is coming out of New Jersey over in the Cherry Hill Shopping Center. Pennsylvania Real Estate Trust as well as Incubator 1776 are now merging in a really exciting venture in order to take retail incubators and bring them into these modular retail spaces. So what's interesting here, guys, is we now have real estate companies that are also looking at finding ways of bringing modularity back into how they are doing retail leasing. Over in Los Angeles, we have brands like Platform as well as The Row in downtown LA also enacting something very similar, right? Open storefront spaces, being able to come in and shop as a consumer, having the right kinds of real estate that's surrounded by a mix of not only food options, as well as brick and mortar clothing, as well as accessory stores and furniture stores. And the most interesting thing that we find here, guys, is the retail spaces are rotating. These are actual spaces that are planned in order to have retail spaces come in and be there for 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year, but the developers and the real estate leaseholders are actually understanding, hey, we're going into this modularity in order to do product market testing and in order to give our consumers a more high touch point marketing experience. All right, so what does this mean for you guys? Well, my enterprise businesses. This means that we need to start rethinking how we are approaching opening up brick and mortar retail. Yes, you may have shut down stores in the last 3 to 5 years. Yes, you may have been reconsidering a lot of your different brick and mortar investments. However, as we start to see the merging between shopping, lifestyle, and work, it's really important we now look at new real estate developments as key opportunities to become embedded into the lifestyle of your consumer. Growth stage companies. Very important that we start to take a look at how these pop-ups and these modular spaces are now going to be playing a much bigger role in your direct-to-consumer interfacing. This means you might be looking to partner up with different developers across the country and start to keep your eye on who is doing what in terms of modular rentals and in terms of modular spacing. This is a really amazing opportunity to really bridge your online to offline and really create a great customer exchange and experience. Now, startups, what does all of this mean for you? Well, like I mentioned about that real estate option that was happening out in Cherry Hill in New Jersey, looking at incubators that are now partnering up with real estate companies is a great way for you to foray and test market your product into the industry to see how exactly your consumers are going to feel and relate to it. This is going to help you with product positioning, pivoting, and really figuring out if you have the right price points and, guys, the right market demographics for where you are launching. All right, want to know more about launching retail? Want to know more about getting into brick and mortar? Guys, send us an email at hello@scalingretail.com. We open stores globally. We make sure that our clients have the right pop-up experiences, they're in the right storefronts, and guys, we make sure that from a merchandising standpoint, you've got the right product at the right place for that target market. Hope you guys have a great 2019. Love to see how these strategies work out for you. Thanks, bye.